Let's go. I'm better than ever, they never been better than I. Regarded the hardest and I ain't even reaching my prime. They hate that I'm great and they faking I'm real as they come. So sit back and let me show you how this shit is done. My composition, my propositions, I'm raping the system. I'm killing the competition and all of y'all are my victims. Eyes and oohs as I'm ripping the instrumental. Lyrical, individual, never been sentimental. I'm so hot every time I beat drop. And when I say I'm raping the system.
What is going on, boxing fans and gamers? It's your boy Fight Night's Finest, the Sophie commentator, coming at you with another Fight Night Champion online ranked match. Joe Louis going up against Isaac Frost. And believe it or not, this is a video that I had just laying around on my hard drive for quite a bit of time. And I thought it was a really good match that will be pretty entertaining to share with you guys. It's a match that shows and requires a lot of patience, and one that I think you guys can learn quite a bit from. So obviously I'm Joe Louis in the black trunks with the black gloves. Isaac Frost rocking the, I want to say that's a light blue. It's just like a weird bluish greenish color. And one of the things about this matchup is my opponent does tend to throw more straights and uppercuts than anything, but at the same time he had a method to his madness. That is something that I can definitely say for sure was, while it was, you know, not the most sim thing he was doing, it was still something that I was like, I could sit back and I can appreciate what it was that he was trying to do. It was more of a timing thing rather than I would say just straight up spam where it's only the straight and it's only the side step uppercut. It was he had different dimensions to his game, and that is definitely something I appreciated while playing this specific matchup. Now, because it did happen quite a while ago, my memory of the matchup is a bit fuzzy, but generally speaking, anytime I go up against Isaac Frost, I usually pick Joe Louis. And while Joe Louis isn't the fastest, you know, boxer at heavyweight, he does have that 76-inch reach that I am very accustomed to, and something I've been using since pretty much the moment I started playing OWC is, you know, 5'11", 76-inch reach. So I think Joe Louis might be like 6 feet or something. I don't quite remember the height dimensions behind it, but I know for a fact that he does have the 76-inch reach. And considering that's like my Goldilocks zone, it makes boxing with him feel a lot more natural for me, and almost feel like I'm using an OWC character. So one of the things we are doing in this particular matchup is always assessing, if you will, what it is that my opponent does well, what he doesn't do well, what he likes to do and what he doesn't like to do. Basically, we're trying to find out the tendencies that our opponent has. And I know the first round was cut off, but it gave a lot of information as to what to expect in this matchup. And one of the things that happens in heavyweight especially is when a moment like what just happened occurs, a stun state or a knockdown or something occurs, people tend to get more offensive. You'll see their punch volume increase. So anytime I get hurt in a matchup that I'm supposed to lose early just due to the power advantage, it makes me excited. I am more than happy to see my opponent throwing multiple combinations or throwing, you know, nearly 80 to 90 punches per round, because all that means is, as a fighter who relies heavily on their stamina control and, you know, ability to manage their conditioning, it means I'm gonna have a superb late game. You know, I've never been the best, you know, front runner, if you will. I don't necessarily try to go out there and win the first 3 to 4 rounds. I like to take that time to really observe and take the time to ask myself questions. And with my knowledge of this matchup, being that most Isaac Frost players run out of stamina around round 6, I'm more than inclined to do what I'm doing here. Take my time, come in behind my jab, keep my opponent honest by going to the body, and generally walk them down. You don't see me doing a lot of moving around. I believe I start this 4th round out, though. As you can see here, he is up 30-27 on the scorecards, 3 rounds to none. I believe it's either in this round or the next that you'll see me start to use some outside movement, and you'll see me really start to, work the jab. But generally, the principle is to come forward and help your opponent out. And what I mean by help them out, I mean go to the body and, wear their stamina out. So that in the later rounds, if you're able to manage your stamina well in this matchup, you should have no problem, getting a couple of knockdowns or putting together a 9-4, 8th, even 10th round. At the latest, knockout. So, let's talk about the things we're learning here. You see, most of the time he likes to use the straight as his main source of offense, and it's been landing with some success, and then other times it hasn't. Things that I'm doing is stepping in. You see me do that a lot. I will pause for a second, and then you'll see me try to come in behind my left hook. One of my best combinations in this fight was definitely the straight right hand and the left hook. It was so effective in the sense of breaking down the Philly shell. I don't know what it is about that combination, but it just seems to work well. Another one is, the same combination but in reverse. The left hook followed by the straight. And then, my favorite combination, which is the jab followed by the uppercut and then the left hook. As you can see, I believe I just used it right there. So those combinations do a really good job of just getting in between the guard of the Philly shell, which in my opinion is the best block on this game and is one of the most difficult to penetrate, whether it's at lightweight or at heavyweight. So these are the things that I was looking to take advantage of. And also just, simply the 1-2. There's something about that and, the double jab followed by the right hand that it just allows you to get through the guard sometimes. So it's definitely an effective combination, and one if you don't know about using it, you should try adding it to your game. Now, I'm not saying that it is only effective against, the Philly shell. It's effective in general, and it's definitely one that I recommend if you're not using it, or haven't thought about using it as much. So into round number 5 here, and it's pretty much the same story here. This is the one where I'm using a little bit of movement on the outside. You really see me getting out of range with that double jab. Sometimes it'll be jab to the head followed by jab to the body. Just a simple jab and then a step out. And one of the things that I really try to do here was, even when I'm hurt, you don't see me backing up. I want him to work. And I believe I mentioned this earlier about the stun state. But all the time, I want him to work. I trust my ability and my defense to survive and take the onslaught that Isaac Frost can provide, and also the fact Joe Louis has a pretty sturdy chin. So I'm really not concerned with getting hurt too much, because if you just notice as these rounds have progressed by, he is not hurting me as bad as he was in, let's say, the second or third round. He has not gotten a stun state, and this is what us moving forward. Notice here, while yes, I'm taking damage, I'm trading with him evenly. I'm really starting to, my punches, not me so much, but my punches are really starting to show that it can have an impact on him. And even you see him here using some movement. That wasn't something he was doing much of before. Like, yeah, he was standing trade with me because he was the bigger puncher, but you're seeing the footwork come out a bit more in this round, and that indicates to me that I have now earned his respect. Like, he's cautious and he is aware of the fact that his stamina could, become an issue into the later rounds. So with 14 seconds left here in round number 5, just try to keep the pressure up, get that left hook in. The left hook lead has also been something that has been coming to fruition in these, mid rounds, and you will see that it has a greater impact in the later rounds as well. I've been even using the overhand right a bit as well as the fight has progressed. So into round number 6, pretty much the same strategy. Walk my opponent down and hope that he wears himself out, or and then help him when we can and try to land some clean, effective shots. Once again, look at the movement, look at the difference, and just the ring generalship and how that's taking place. I'm also I'm really proud of my stamina management this game because, or this particular fight. While normally I do a good job of keeping my stamina up, it's something about Isaac Frost play that really makes you become either tentative or over aggressive, and I felt I did a pretty good job of making sure that didn't happen. There was moments where, yes, I started to get countered a bunch, which is something that typically happens a lot in my fights, considering the fact that I do enjoy throwing the combinations and trying to put the punches together. That is one of my favorite parts about this game, and just fighting in general, is being able to throw your opponent off with the way you're able to mix up your punches here. As you can see there, left uppercut to the body, right hook, and then double hooks upstairs, jab followed by the uppercut, straight right hand followed by the left hook, uppercut, jab followed by the straight, and then the jab, double jab, straight right hand. There's so many things that I'm doing in there that I don't mind getting countered if I can get one of those 3 shots in that I'm throwing. So it's always fun to get the combinations out. One of the combinations I've been using a lot in recent videos too is that left uppercut followed by the left hook, and then the double jab to the head. So those type of things, it's just a good feeling to put the punches together. It's really pretty much all that I can say. And look how much success we are having here when putting the punches together. I believe this is one of the first rounds I felt really confident that I took, was because of how evenly we was able to trade, and the fact that even though we were taking a lot of punishment in return as well, I think we were getting the better of the exchanges, and that let me know that I definitely have the opportunity here to where I can step it up. And I will say now, just look how slow his steps are. And I believe there's going to come a point where you see him drop his hands, but even that slow, exaggerated step that you see him take, that's all a perfect indication, and something that you guys should take note of if you haven't. Look at it when he dropped his hands. He doesn't have that, I believe, the style that he uses. It's not the stance isn't as fluid. You don't see as much crispness in the movement. So that's all a proper indication, and even the way he takes these body shots, these are all indications that his stamina is low. And by him knowing this, you see him definitely being a lot more tentative. Now, when he was maybe throwing 3, 4, 5 punches back in return in round number 4, you're not seeing that here in round number 7. And just look how he kills over. There's like a bunch of different signs that you can read that tells you when your opponent is out of stamina. So this is why I felt so confident now to not take a step back, and you see me throwing 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, and I know I have the stamina to do this. I'm not worried about fading into the later rounds, because all my tentativeness, my patience, my observations, they have definitely paid off. And even though he answered back there with a counter left uppercut after sidestep into his right, notice the impact that it had on my health. Little to none. So I have no fear of his counters. I have no fear of his power shots, and I'm starting to get some power straights and things of the such of my own in as well. So with 20 seconds left in round number 7, we go with the hook to the body, followed by the straight right hand jab, followed by the straight jab uppercut, does not connect, straight right hand followed by the left hook. And I told you guys about that combination, and especially the left hook is really starting to come into play in this fight so far. So look, I'm even getting compliments from my corner now, so everything is definitely fine. So round 5 and round number 7 have gone into my favor at this moment. It's 68 to 65, and if you just saw how he took that body jab, that lets me know the end is near. It definitely is near. And I'm going to continue to pick up the aggression, but, do it smartly. Still do it behind my fundamentals. Still do it behind the jab and lead right hands and, body shots and working my way in. Right there we had the beautiful double bob and weave, and was able to get a counter, followed by another bob and weave, and that led to a counter left uppercut upstairs. Jab followed by the hook, was unable to connect, and we went downstairs. with the double hooks, and then my favorite combination, uppercut followed by the right hook. Usually I like to put the jab in front of it. Double jab our way in order to close the gap, and you see us really trying to cut the ring off here. Maybe we can be doing a better job of that. Maybe that is something to take note of. But notice how he has to step around to do that, and that is also causing him to drain his stamina. Straight to the body, and the left uppercut did land moments ago. And then once again, using even something like the push here to really just keep him in that corner. That shows that I am aware that I'm giving him too many opportunities to perhaps escape. Left uppercut followed by the straight connects again. That was one of the combinations that I actually took for Relapse when he used to make videos. That was one of his favorite combinations, and it has proven to be effective at times in this matchup here as well. 45 seconds left in round number 8. Continuing to walk him down, continuing to be smart. Jab followed by the power straight was unable to connect, but the right uppercut followed by the left hook did do, and that served us justice. We tried to reverse it there with the left uppercut followed by the hook, was unable to connect, and get your chin checked as we land the right uppercut and drop him for the first time here in this fight. And unfortunately, he did not want to continue. His condition and everything else pretty much indicated that this fight will be over in the next couple of rounds, and he decided to just lay there on the mat and take his L. So I hope that you guys did get something out of this from watching this video. I hope the commentary was entertaining. If you did find it entertaining and would like to see more, go ahead and leave a like and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff can be found in the description of this video. Anyways, it's been your boy, Fight Nate's Finest, the Sofa Commentator, and I'm off this. Peace!